And this, in point of fact, is still just an errand boy who's just learning how to be assertive with something he has no idea how to use or control. Other people saying, well, use me, and him attacking the fact that I'm broke based on the fact that he's made it totally like that's the only reality that I've got, in the sense that he's controlled the situation, controlled the narrative, when in sad point of fact, when I first met this particular gentleman, he was getting in shit for improper behavior with female employees at a particular shelter site that he was at, and this continued for an extended period of time. He was on the street, he was victimized, he was homeless, and to that end, he's got a brain in his head, so he became useful to somebody else, and they taught him how to run a criminal organization. And he's been spreading this to various and sundry people. Human trafficking is one victory, and then you move on and on and on, and he became obsessed with my life, touting the fact that he hated me when in point of fact he wanted to be me. And he envies the fact that I get this self-confidence, because the sad point of the fact is he has none of his own. He has no actual ego of his own. He has no actual identity of his own. He's a senator. He's a farmer. He takes from other people, and he can only do this under an assumed alias because he can't do this as himself. And I've noticed over an extended period of time that he's got goals that he wants to meet, that he's got things that he's trying to do, and he's trying to knock me down on a constant and consistent basis, because this is a contest between him and I. And when it comes to people that would be serial killers, the sad fact of the matter is that's always the way it is. And what he needs to do and what he needs to realize is I was never in the game right until now. As he seems to think that I've shied away from any sort of physical confrontation. No, I just don't deal with it until absolutely necessary, and I've got people that will handle that shit for me, not because I order them, because they work for me, but because they have respect for me, know my values, know my situation, and will step up for me at any given notice or date and time. See, there's a fine difference, Mr. Warren G., as to somebody that's avoiding confrontation to whereas somebody that's doesn't like handling things in that particular regard in that way, because as I've said on a constant and consistent basis, I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up knowing who I truly was until I got older, based on other people's selfish needs, wants, and things to that nature. Love is not energy, Warren. Energy is selfish. And the inability to see the bigger picture of the group of children that have been rewarded for their negative behavior. And she's still on here, whereas you seem to have cut that off only because you wish to be selfish, rather insecure, saying to yourself, well, he's actually got a chance to take her from me, and I'm showing my own inadequacies, and they are many because I haven't done the work. Therefore, the only thing that I have left is to hide under an alias and play dirty pool. But the difference between you and I is this website, this email says clearly who my name is, what I'm about, and I continue to do this vlog on a daily basis for the expressive purpose of showing me as a man, rebranding myself, showing my memories and my time on Mother Earth. And she knows without a shadow of a doubt that I will continue to do that, because she is not a jaguar. You are a predator in this situation, sir. You are putting your insecurities, projecting those on me as you continue to traverse life and move forward in a failed attempt to put your own life on my shoulders. And that's the sad fact of it all, is through your ineptitude in dealing with women and your ability to use aliases and things of that nature and not having an ego of your own, you're hiding who you truly are, and that would be you and Joe Brown and things of that nature. And now that you've come up with this TI thing and various and sundry other posts, and all these posts are fake, and it's a construct built to keep me busy and for you to have some sort of victory, because I don't see you really, confronting your demons or confronting your insecurities and things of that nature, and how quickly you cower away when I'm sitting in one BC and you try to legitimize yourself to no avail, when the sad point of fact is you're not welcome in the same circles that I run in, and that's your insecurity. That's not a fact. That's simply just an insecurity. You can't do what I do, according to you and according to that little voice in your head. And if you bothered to do the work, then you would be able to do that very thing, but except you don't. And then you plot and you scheme and you do little manipulations and you have people give me warnings and things of that nature, when the sad fact of the matter is we create our own demons. And due to your inability to see the big picture before and realize that although we weren't friends, you still had no right to sell me away like a piece of meat. And to get in touch with various and sundry exes and things of that nature, you chose to do that anyway, and telling me that I'm bullshit because now you're popular. This all centers around delayed adolescence. This all centers around you seeming depicted by doing all these things and by contacting my exes and people that have had contact with me in my life and scamming and ruining jobs that I could have had up until this very point with false and misleading information. You seem to think that you're popular now, buddy. You're gaining respect from various other people, when the sad fact of the matter is you're feeding off these women. And you're taking it to another level by feeding off women that I have a soft spot for. I mean, there's still no for sure outcome or explanation as to where and what happened to Amanda Young. And I just can't help but wonder that maybe she didn't want to go along with the things that were going on. Or the fact that you're teaching me my life lessons right now, when in point of fact what you're doing is keeping me sidelined so that more of your ilk can succeed and move forward. I.e. the Cornerstone Mafia, and I'm supposed to be moved by these various and sundry posts of either goodwill or, hey, see, this guy's so successful now that he's had an ability and a chance to get somebody else's identity in front of him so that he can move forward, and then hide his double life by being a closeted crook. Plenty of people in the closet board, not just people that want dick.